Assalamu alaikum.
So last week, Saf told me he wanted to quit his job and join culinary school to become a chef. Now there's only one problem. Saf doesn't cook.
I can cook, but she won't let me cook.
I am a little bit territorial in the kitchen. I'm a control freak.
Okay, so I've been watching MasterChef The Professionals, and there's so much talent on that show, and it has really inspired me to become a chef. Now, since moving to Malaysia, I've become really fond of Southeast Asian food, so Malaysian, Indonesian, and Thai cuisine especially.
So we're going to put him through the test. I'm always cooking Indian, Western, Italian food. So this time round, we're going to set Saf a challenge. He has to cook Southeast Asian food, which is one of our favorites, and see whether he can consistently master it so that we can maybe make a decision about whether he's ready for culinary school or not.
So, can a non-cook become a chef?
Oh, but before we start, I've got something for him. Suits you.
Thank you. Alright, so my favourite dish in Malaysia is beef rendang. So I'm going to start with that as my first dish. Now, rendang is a dry curry dish. It's very, very popular in Malaysia, Indonesia and Singapore. It's cooked and served at weddings and special occasions. But I do really enjoy eating this dish. So let's start with beef rendang. Now, I'm going to start with the paste. And for the paste, I'm going to start by cutting up some shallots. Okay, so these shallots are going to take a while to peel. And we're going to just chop them into small pieces, ready for the blender. Got a bit of a gym injury, which I can't seem to shift. So you might find me stretching now and again, just to relieve the pain. It would be nice if my wife could, you know, like be my sous chef and do all this work for me. But unfortunately, she's staying well away from the kitchen. She said she's not coming anywhere near it. So I'm all on my own, unfortunately. No sous chef. Shit. I might wash that. Okay, so I've also cut 2 big onions as well. So I've cut the shallots and the onions. I'm going to just stick them into the blender, but I will blend everything together. We also need some red peppers. Now, unfortunately, we didn't have too many in the fridge. Found about 4. I'm just going to chop them up as well. We have some lemongrass here. What I'm going to do is just cut off the stalks. What are they called, the stalks?
No.
Sorry, these are the stalks. I'm just going to cut off the root. The ends. Okay, cut off the ends. And we're going to leave the stalks for later, for some aroma later on in the cooking process. So I'm going to just chop them around there or so. Okay, now these I'm now going to cut. So the stalks are there for the aroma. And these I'm now going to just cut up in a diagonal fashion, like this, just to get more surface area. Well, the lemongrass does smell really good. So what do you think of my knife skills? Do you call them knife skills or cutting skills? So I'll learn all of this when I get to culinary school. Okay, so we add the lemongrass into the blender. All right, now this is galangal. I didn't have a clue what this was, but obviously I read the ingredients to this recipe, and it said galangal. It looks very similar to ginger. I'm going to try and cut this up. I don't think we need all of it, but I'll try and cut up some of it. Ooh, this is kind of tough. Need a bit of brute force for that one. Maybe I'm throwing away a bit more than I need to. But, I might give it a quick rinse before I cut the rest of it up. I'm not sure whether you need to peel this first, but I'm just cutting it out. Maybe you need to peel it before you put it in. Guess who's gonna know once it's all blended. Oh my God, this is tough. Do I need to put all of this in? I think I've got enough cut up here. I'll just add that galangal in there. There's also ginger and turmeric going in as well, so I guess we don't want it to be too strong. Yeah, so this is fresh turmeric. I think you need to peel this as well before putting it in. I don't actually have a peeler with me right now. It's going to take me a while trying to locate it in this kitchen because I don't normally cook. So let's just go without peeling for now. Hopefully it shouldn't make any difference to the taste. Just get that in there. Again, I'm not sure of the exact quantities here. It did say on the ingredients. So yeah, I don't actually stick to the actual measurements on the ingredients. I like to have a good feel for how much we need to put into the dish. You know, just like a real chef would. So I go with instincts rather than actual measurements. Okay, again, ginger. I didn't bother peeling. I'll just stick it in. I don't think anybody will notice the difference. Okay, we've also got candle nuts. As you can see here, they look a little bit like giant macadamia nuts, but apparently you're not allowed to munch on these before you cook them. They can be toxic, so I'm going to just chop them up into smaller pieces and then stick them into the blender as well. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't chop them up. We'll just stick them in case I end up chopping my finger. We also need to add some garlic cloves. These were in the freezer. Just picked them out of the freezer, straight in. Didn't need to peel them, luckily. And because I couldn't find enough red peppers in the kitchen, I've added some green chilies instead. Hopefully it should be fine. Stick them in, and I think we're good to blend now. Oh, sorry, before I blend, I'm gonna add a little bit of water just to try and get it into a nice runny paste. All right, so I've just blended this, or everything that I put into the blender, into a paste. It seems like the right consistency. It smells great, actually. I just hope it tastes good. What we're going to do now is I'm going to stick this into a wok, and I'm going to fry it, stir fry it in oil, and then we're going to add the beef. Actually, I've changed my mind. Let's just use a pan, because obviously with the wok it's going to start spraying everywhere, and then I'm going to get told off by Sarah. All right, so I've added some oil to the pan here, as you can see. I'm going to let that oil heat up nicely before I add the paste from the blender, and I want it to reduce nicely, so it's a little bit thicker. All the water gets evaporated, and then I'll start adding the meat. Okay, now that the oil is hot, I'm now going to add this. Just hope it doesn't splash all over. Whoa. Let's turn that down a bit. All right, let's try again. Whoa. All right. Okay, I'm going to keep stirring this every few minutes, just so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. At this point, I started toasting some fresh grated coconut until golden brown to turn it into kerisik. Okay, so I've just finished pounding the kerisik. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. And it does smell really good. It smells a little bit like coffee, actually. The oils have just come out of it. You can see it's starting to become a bit more oily. This is going to be added with the other spices into the beef rendang next. Okay, we've got the special spice dabba that you can find in every single Indian home. So in here, I'm going to add the cumin powder, coriander powder. We've got here chili powder. I've got loads of turmeric in there already, so I'm not going to add the turmeric. I'm going to add some salt. Again, no measurements, all right? True chef style. So we've got here some star anise, some cardamom cloves. We've got some cloves, and we've got a little bit of a cinnamon stick. I'm going to add those as well into here. I'm also going to add the kerosik that we just pounded. I'm also going to add the stalks that I cut earlier, the lemongrass stalks, which I've bruised, pounded. These are kaffir leaves, kaffir lime leaves that I'm going to add. I'm going to scrumple them up and add them just to release some of those flavors. Oh, that is now looking more rendangy. Okay, take a look at that. Smells amazing. Oh, and now this is looking much better. More like a rendang curry. You can see it's a lot drier. I'm now going to add the beef. I got a special offer on some like Wagyu topside, so I thought I'll buy that because obviously this will just cook a little bit quicker, a bit more tender. I know sometimes you have to cook rendang for like 2.5 hours, but I don't really have the patience for that, so I think this will just cook a little bit quicker, and it might add to the richness of the curry. And I'm going to keep mixing this so that it doesn't stick to the bottom, just for about 5 minutes. And the next ingredient now to go in is the coconut cream. Now I did buy some coconut milk from the supermarket yesterday. However, I just feel that coconut cream, I found this at home, and I do feel that this will just give it a richer flavour because obviously it's a lot fattier. Maybe that's too much cream, but we'll see. I'll let it reduce. I'm gonna put the lid on now, and I'm gonna let it reduce and really cook in all those spices and all that flavour. Normally in rendang you add tamarind paste, and you also add some brown sugar. Now, because I'm trying to cut down on the sugar, I'm going to avoid the sugar. I'm just going to add the tamarind. I'm hoping that the sweetness will come from that coconut cream. Okay, so I've just added 1.5 tablespoons of tamarind paste. Hopefully that'll give it that tanginess, just a slight tanginess. I'm going to mix that in now, and I'm going to let that rest and cook for at least an hour. Right, I think it's time we have a little taste. Last thing we want is Sarah giving me a low score on this. Not bad. A little bit sour. Maybe I've added too much tamarind. Hold on, I'm going to have to enhance the flavors a little bit. Flavor enhancer always works nicely with Asian food. Yeah, so let's just go in with a bit of MSG. I know I said I wasn't going to add any sugar, and I'm not, but maybe add a little bit of honey just for a little bit of sweetness, which might help. Not too much, just a little. I'll give that a quick mix. See, now the curry is reducing. And it started to change colour. It was quite creamy, yellowy colour earlier. Now it's starting to become a bit darker, and we want it to be really dark before we finish. So I'm going to give that at least another hour or so. All right, let's have a look at the results. It's looking much better now. You can see that it has reduced nicely. It could do with another hour or so, but we don't have that sort of time, unfortunately. Now I'm going to take it off the heat, and we're going to start serving with our coconut rice. Look at that plate. Oh, that smells amazing. Just look at that plate. Sarah, we're ready for the taste test.
Yeah! Oh, wow. It smells amazing in here, right? I'm going to ask you a question, and this is on behalf of all the teachers that you have observed. Okay, this one's for you. How do you think that went?
That was actually a lot more difficult than I thought. It took a lot longer, especially rendang. It just takes ages to cook. Okay. So you do need a few hours in the kitchen for this dish.
And did you follow the recipe to a T?
Not at all, no.
Measurements?
No, not at all. I'm not into following any measurements. Okay. We just add ingredients as we think. Okay,
and just out of curiosity, how much galangal did you put in?
Probably too much. A little bit too much, but will you taste it and give me some feedback?
Okay, it looks really good, all right. I'm going to use a spoon and a fork, true Malaysian style. Okay, the meat's cooked. It would be better if it was a bit more...
Yeah, it needs a bit longer.
Softer. The consistency and the color looks amazing, and your rice looks good as well. You've used glutinous rice, haven't you?
So,
Genuinely,
yeah.
not bad.
Okay.
I think it needs
Bit more sweetness.
a bit more sweetness, definitely.
Yeah.
Probably a bit more salt as well.
Okay.
It's a little bit tangy,
Yeah, it's too much tamarind paste. Yeah, I think I added too much of that.
and I think because I noticed in the pan there's a lot of gravy,
Yeah.
so you can't really taste the lemongrass so much.
Okay.
So maybe if you did less of the galangal, ginger, turmeric, then the lemongrass taste.
might come
But you
on,
can certainly taste the coconut. It's rich, it's flavorful. I think a few adjustments, but that's not bad
All
for
right,
a first
let's
attempt.
score it out of 10.
Okay, I would say that's a good, strong 7 out of 10.
Oh, I'm disappointed.
That's a good score. Khaled, do you want to try it? He doesn't want to come on camera because he looks like an alpaca, but
I'll
get
give him a
taste it.
spoonful, yeah.
I'll give it a 7.
7.
7?
7.
Yeah, does it taste like rendang?
It does, but like the meat isn't as tender.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it needs a bit longer.
Yeah.
It does need a bit longer, but obviously we just didn't have the time today.
Yeah, but well done.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm proud of you.
Onwards and upwards.
Yeah, I think you need a bit more practice. Let's try another dish. You know, not quite ready for culinary school, not quite ready to quit his job yet. We're going to sit down now and have a proper family meal as a family and enjoy this together.
Enjoy the 7 out of 10 rendang.
Yeah.